we're going to be changing the oil. This is a 4.2 8-cylinder Audi A8, and I don't know if you can see here, I took out the splash pan, but there's various oil leaks. I cleaned it up, but there's a lot of leaks coming out of the bolts holding the oil pan. See, here's one right there. There's a lot of oil, and along with changing the oil, we're going to change the gasket on the drip pan, which to do that you have to change the oil. So if we're going to change the oil, might as well do that. You got about 28-30 bolts, 10 millimeter all the way around, and we need to disconnect this sensor here, which I already did, but I'm going to open that up, and we're going to take a look inside. I'm going to drain the oil. All you need here is a hex bolt, and it's a 10 millimeter. It goes right there with your socket. You take that out, let it drip inside the pan, and then the oil cartridge is up over here. We're going to open that shortly. When removing the bolts from the back of the oil pan, or get these in the back first, the sides, and then the ones up in the front, you can position yourself away under the bumper, so when you pull it down, because you're going to get some dripping, but save the fronts for last. And removing these, I found that they were very, very loose. Nothing to what the torque should be. But if you've never changed it, it's probably the same as this car. This looks like the original seal. You're well overdue, and that'll save you a lot of oil leaks. I'm going to get some engine cleaner and take this to the wash and spray it for this guy. Clean all this up real nice for him, and then put the splash pan back in. Let me take these out and we'll see what that looks like inside. And there's not going to be any need to remove this sensor here. We're going to leave that in the pan there. No need to take that out. Whenever you're under the car, look out for things. Cars talk to you. You just need to know how to listen. Let me show you this here. I don't know if I can get some light in here, but you see the fan belt right here. It's on the tensioner pulley. Look how it's rubbing on the tensioner pulley. There's no gap there. So this has to slide over a little bit toward the front of the car, about a 1/4 inch. But God, I just happened to glance up there and notice, so I'm going to do this for this guy right now that I'm in here. Very simple adjustment. Just releasing the pressure right here with this on the tensioner, and move it over just slightly. That'll be a headache. That thing breaks for him. When you remove this pan, if you've got any debris inside here, inside the oil pan, now's a good time to get it out, but you shouldn't. If you've got metal particles, metal shavings, you're fucked. Something's going on with your engine. You should not have anything in here. The only thing I should have is just oil. Just used oil. That's it. But you shouldn't have anything else in there. So, and you do not have a gasket. Okay, this is just silicone. Go to the store and get Ultra Black. This is maximum oil resistance, unless you want to go to the Audi dealer and pay $40 for the same thing. This was $7 at the local parts store. Let me clean this out. You're going to need a flat spatula. You can't do this with a screwdriver. You need something wider. Strip all this off. Getting the oil pan ready for the gasket, I use a chemical cleaner like this with a rag and clean the sides just to get any residue, oil residue out of the way. And look, it takes all the oil out completely. I have nothing here. So you have a good bond with your silicone. Lay down a bead about a 1/4 inch thick around the bolts, all the way around, and assemble immediately. And you let it cure for about a half hour, 45 minutes, and then retighten again. A slight tight when you put them in, and then retighten them about an hour later. Because it really takes about 24 hours to completely cure, but in an hour you'll be okay. There's a pan with the gasket maker on there. When you position the pan obviously on your back, but just make sure to line it up carefully so when you that the holes are lined up, so you don't have to move it left to right, and it's going to smear the sealant, silicone, in different places. But just take extra care and position it in place. Don't forget, from the underside you have to do the block to clean the same way you did the pan. Clean the bottom, which is the top, before you mate the two pieces. When you've got when you're tightening the bolts, you can put them in just finger tight, and just till it gets where you can't turn them or leave it there, and do all of them. Let it dry for about half hour, so then come back and you can give it about a half a turn. You don't need to over tighten the silicone. Just do it till it starts squeezing out. See right here, the silicone squeezing out by hand. That's all you need. Let it dry. Clean your bottom pan out, make it look nice and neat. The last thing you want is go in place have fucking oil leaks everywhere with a nice car. But this is a quick fix for an oil leak. Easy quick fix. It's going to cost you just a tube of silicone and an hour of your time if you've never done it before. And it's a good way to check what's going on internally in your car, making sure you have no metal shavings or anything inside the pan. I'm going to come back in about half hour and tie it down correctly. Getting the cartridge out, you need a 6mm hex to remove this bolt that goes right there. I'm going to take that out shortly, and that's location of the cartridge. I was going to show you guys how to remove the cartridge, but I already did. I happen to have an extra one here. But once you remove that center bolt, this is going to slide out. And it only goes in one way. As you can see, this is a locking mechanism inside. You'll feel a snap. There are little grooves right here, but when you pull it out, it'll pop out. When you push it in, it'll pop in. And remember to put a new seal on the bottom cap, the bottom housing. And there's a special filter wrench for that cap, because it's really hard to get to unless you have a big bolt, which is probably a good 35mm. I happen to have the wrench. But that's it. Make sure you change this and the new O-ring, and you're good to go.